Hello and welcome to another tutorial from MoICT. In this tutorial, we're going to be making a similar project that we did last time, where we have the cow image, the grass background, but instead of moving the cow image automatically this time around, we want to move it with the keyboard input. Okay, so right now you can see the cow image there. As soon as I press the right key, it moves right and stops right at the border. Same happens when I press up, down and left. Okay, you can press two of the keys together so to move it diagonally. Okay. So this is our first series into building blocks for JavaScript game development using HTML, CSS, JavaScript and Canvas. Okay, so let's go ahead and start on this project. So before we start, let's copy the two images that we have. The link is in the description where you can download the images and access the source code. I'm going to copy these two. I'll make a new folder here. I'll call this one move and sprite with keyboard. Okay, and I'm going to paste this one here for now. Okay, and inside my Visual Studio Code, I can drag and drop that folder in here. Okay, so I have my two images. That's later, fine. Okay, I'm going to make a new folder here, file here called index.html. Okay, so and we're not going to need a separate CSS file for this project because everything that we do is going to be inside of the HTML file. Right, so just to begin, I'm going to press the exclamation mark that's over 1 on the keyboard, and then press tab. That does a autocomplete on the HTML skeleton. Okay, and just need to change the title here. Say move right image with keyboard MoICT. Okay, so that's the project. Okay, and inside the body tag we need a h1. Okay, so say move a sprite image with keyboard MoICT. Okay, and we can just leave that there. And let's create a canvas, and the canvas size width 550, and then height to 400. Okay, and that's pretty much all we need. If I go back to the folder here, you'll see the index is created. If I open the index, it's an empty file. Okay. Right, so just to add some CSS here, type in body, oh, not body, sorry, I need to do style here. Then inside the body, the background color, just set it to like a dark gray maybe, 64 maybe. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, and then here's a text align to center, so everything gets centered, right? Okay, and then go to the canvas. On the background URL to grass.png, and this one should be a no repeat. Okay, cool. Background size, we should just have it as a cover. Okay, and then we'll set a border for 2 pixels, solid black. So if you've done the last project with us, this is identical to that one. So because this one's going to be using the keyboard, so I decided to create a whole new project for this. Okay, so this should actually do that, and we should be able to see our nice little canvas here. Great. Now the next bit is the script. So let's go and create the script tag here. Right, so inside of JavaScript, we are able to create something called a object variable, where you can give properties to a object. So it's similar to how you can create sort of like a struct inside of C#, right, where you can have the class name and then some properties inside that can include numbers, string, booleans, arrays, and so on. So it's basically like a group of properties that are grouped together inside of a variable. Okay, we're going to create one object called a sprite object. There's no sprite object in JavaScript, but we're just creating it so it can hold the XY value and the height and width of the sprite. So say var sprite object equals to, and then we declare it by using a curly bracket. Okay, and inside of here we can say x 0, y 0, and then don't forget the comma in the end. Width to 64. So that's the width of my image that I want to display on the screen, and then height to 64. So it's a uniform image. Okay, and actually before that, we're going to do this. We're going to do the canvas. So var canvas is equals to document.query selector. Okay, and we need to get the canvas query from here. Okay, and then var drawing surface is equal to canvas.get context. Get context 2D. Okay, so we set the rendering pipeline here. Okay. And now for the Moo image. Okay, var Moo is equals to object dot create. So that's the object variable that we're going to create here. And then we're going to pass in the sprite object that we created. So it has all, Moo will have all the properties of x, y, height, and width. Okay. So if I type in Moo, and then I can say to go to x. So now this will allow me to reset the x variable that's inside. I set that to 100, and Moo.y to also 100. And later on in the project, if I want to reset the image for any other reason, I can simply call Moo and then reset the height and width for the x and y in this one. Okay, now let's load the image. The new image. Okay, image.src is equals to moo.png. Okay, so that's the Moo image here. Okay, and then we need to get two more variables for x speed 0, and then var y speed equals to 0 as well. Okay, and now we're going to need our 4 booleans for the directions. Okay, so we need var move left is equals to false, move right is equals to false, move up is equals to false, move down is equals to false, because it's just declaring the variables so far. Okay, so these are all the variables that we need. So we declared the canvas, created the object, linked the object, created the image, loaded the image, and then created the rest of the variables. Okay, so I think to start off, what we should do is do the events. So that way we have the key down and key up event, and then we can do the update and render right after. Okay, so to do the event, we're going to do window, add event listener. Okay, I want to get the key down event from here first. Okay, and right inside we're going to declare the what to do with the key, what to do with the events. Okay, so let's say here, for example, function, load up the E inside, which is for the event. Okay, don't forget the semicolon in the end. So I have a curly bracket there, and then this bracket ends the add event listener. Okay, inside of here, I'm going to do a switch statement. E.key. So I want to see which key gets passed in here first, right? So we are interested in the up, down, left, right arrow keys. Okay, so we can pass in the code that we need for the keys, as well as pass in strings. Okay, so to do that, I prefer the string method, because then it's a lot easier for me to read the code. Okay, so if I do string, the arrow up, but you have to be very careful about the spelling here, because there are two, it's a camel case basically. So you have A and then U, that's in capital. Okay, so if this case is matched, then we can say move up. I can set that to true and then break. Okay, I'm going to copy and paste these. It makes it a lot easier for me. Okay, let's do another one and then we can change it. Okay, so this one is arrow up. This one is going to be arrow down. So this one is going to move down to true. This one is arrow left. So move left. Okay, arrow right. Move right. Okay. And then what we also need to do here is, sorry, I forgot to do the false bit here, and that also needs to be present. Okay, so after that, after the function is declared, we basically do a comma and then put in false. Okay. Okay. Yep. But I think the false, I'm not 100% sure, but I think the false basically means that whether this function is returning anything or not. So there's no return happening here. So this event is basically just doing what's inside. That's why we're putting in the false. Okay, so after that we need to do the key up. So I'm just going to copy and paste this entire one here, and then we'll make the key up here. This was the key down, and this is key up. Okay, so and then we're just going to change all of them that's being set to true back to false. Okay, so if any of the keys are released, we don't want the character to move at all. Okay, so that's all done here. Okay, so with these two done, I think I missed something here for the load, image load bit. Okay, so right after the image here. So the idea is we want to add a load event to the image. So as soon as the image is loaded, we want to be able to start rendering the sprites, moving the sprites, and then for it to react to the user input. Okay, so I'm going to say image.add event listener. Okay, say load, and then load handler, and then we also just set the false here. Okay. So basically saying load, listen to this. Okay, any options, that's fine. Okay, so right after our two events, so for the key down and key up, I can do the load function here. Okay, inside the load function, we're just going to call the update function. That's going to create the loop for the animation. Okay, and then after the update function, we'll do the render. Okay, render function here. Okay, so those are the two functions left to do. All right, so let's create the animation loop. Okay, we'll do window.request animation frame update and canvas. So what this is going to do is going to run this function over and over again each time the frame changes on the canvas. Okay, so now let's link the x and y to the x speed and y speed. Move to x plus equals to x speed. Move to y plus equals to y speed. Okay, so that's basically going to be linked together, but we haven't given it a value, so it shouldn't move. Okay, if move up is true and not moving down basically, right? So move down. Okay, so and move down is false. Okay, then we're going to say y speed is equals to -5. So we should be able to move it 5 pixels up every time we press it up. Okay. Say if move down is true and move up is false, we have to make sure the move up is false as well. Y speed is equals to 5. So then we should be able to move it down. Let's do another if here. Say move left is true and move right is false. Okay, y speed is going to be -5. And if move right is true and move left is false, then x speed is going to be equals to 5. Okay, so we should be able to add to it without deducting from it. Okay, so these are just for the movement. We also need to stop it if any of the booleans are false, right? So we can say here if move up is false and move down is also false, right? Y speed is going to be equals to 0. Okay, so we don't want it to move at all. Then if move left is false and then right is also false, x speed can be 0 as well. Okay, we want the moo cow to actually stop at the border, right? So even if you're pressing left, right, up or down, as soon as you hit the border, the speed should just go back to 0. Okay, and we'll also have to do that inside of the update function. Okay, there's a lot of if statements here. Okay, so to do that, let's say if moo.x is less than 0. Okay, then x speed is going to be equal to 0. And then if moo.y is less than 0, so then y speed is going to be 0. Okay, so this is for the left and the top. So if the cow is now not here, there is. So if the cow is here, so it's not moving past the frame. So it's not moving past the border. Okay, and the cow is here, it's not moving away from it. Okay, and we need to do the down and the right. Okay, so to do that, we're going to say here if moo.x plus moo.width is greater than canvas.width, which is 550. Okay, and then say moo.x is equals to canvas.width minus moo.width. Oh, that's equals minus moo.width. Then we'll do the same for the y. So moo.y plus moo.height is greater than canvas.height. Okay, then moo.y is equals to canvas.height as pointer captured. No, height is minus moo.height. So it just gets placed at the location basically. Okay, and right after all of these statements, we can finally run the render function. Okay, so there's quite a lot of them. So if you do feel like you need to pause and check your code against mine, feel free to do so. Okay, so now let's do the render function here. So once again, just like before, we're going to clear everything off from the surface first, and then it's going to be redrawn with the new values. Okay, so whatever the update values are changing here, whatever is being changed will be cleared and then updated, so it looks like it's continuously moving rather than being redrawn. So behind the scene is just basically being cleared and redrawn every frame. Okay, so drawing surface dot clear rect. So we want to clear from 0, 0 and canvas.width and then canvas dot height. So it clears everything from there, and then we're going to redraw it. Draw image. Okay, I want the semicolon here. Okay, so I'm going to draw the image first. Math.flow, mu.x, and then mu.y. Okay, and then you will also set the mu.height and then mu.width. Okay, so that's all we basically need. So because there's mu.x and y, that's what's being dynamically changed each frame, right? And that's why it's basically going to show. Okay, and the image is the image of the cow right here. Okay, so if I go back to my normal one and then press refresh, so now it's been loaded. I can go down, it stops here, go up, stops there. Okay. Oh, sorry. It stops there, but it doesn't want to come down anymore. Okay, let's find out what happened here. Oh yeah, sorry, that needs to be mu.x and mu.y. Mu.x here, and then mu.y. Okay, that's the position that we're resetting for this one. We did it correctly for this side, but that's the position that we're resetting here, not the speed, because otherwise the speed basically stays 0. So right now it's gone to there, and then the speed is gone to 0. It doesn't matter which key I press, it's staying there. Okay, so if I try that now, go up, down, the left here is not working. For some reason the left key. Oh yes, I missed an equals to sign here. Missed an equals, so basically doesn't know how to set it. There you go. So now left, right, up and down. Okay, right, so hopefully you have enjoyed this tutorial. The images and the source code is available on the MooICT website. You can check it out there. We also have a members page now. You can check it out. Whether if you can join, that would help us tremendously. Other than that, please leave a like and a subscribe to the channel. It always helps, and I will see you on the next tutorial.